Hey, everybody. Um, Sorry, I just woke up here and immediately got emails about stuff that um, kind of ticked me off. I mean, I'm not going to let it bother me too bad, but it is a little annoying. But I'll see if a few more get on here before I let you know about it. Um, it's really not something I like getting emails about when I first wake up, or if at all, but especially when I'm not awake enough yet to uh, have some sort of biased opinion. And with this, I just cannot. Um, there is our First Amendment, right? Most of you know what your amendment rights are. First one being freedom of religion. Okay. Um, I do realize that all witches are not Wiccan. Okay. Um, but Wicca has become a nationally recognized religion. Okay. Um, I was told to read a story about a lady at Panera Bread, and I will say the name of the company because it's already blasted all over every news station everywhere, evidently, and I just now found out about it. A lady was working for Panera Bread. Hi, Callie. Long time no see. Anyway, she was working for Panera Bread. Well, her and her supervisor were outside smoking a cigarette, and the supervisor asked her what religion she was. Well, right then and there is where it should have been stopped. Supervisor or not, you don't go asking your employees what religion they are. That should not even be brought up in the workplace. Okay. That was the first no-no. Um, but the lady, being proud of who she is, said, I'm a pagan. Well, the supervisor and some other twit supervisor that was sitting there with her said, ooh, you're going to hell. And so the bullshit started. Uh, this lady ends up losing her job for this reason, so it says, and her husband too. So tell me that that's not fair, or that it's just not fair. Um, I hope her and her husband own Panera Bread after this little shenanigan. Um, totally unprofessional. As I said, especially with everything that's going on right now, and even though we are proud to be witches, no, it's probably not something you ought to be talking about at work. Well, number one, because you have a job to do, and the less of your personal business that your employers, your fellow employees know about you, the better off you actually truly are. And that's a shame because most of us, when we go to work, I mean, when we start our careers, whatever they may be, when you go to work, your coworkers become family also, don't they? You spend as much, if not more time with your coworkers as you do your own family. Camera's going in and out, it's buffering. Oh, well, crap. It hasn't given me a notification up there. Usually it'll tell me if something's going on. It's kind of windy out there today, so it could be, I mean, but anyway, so this was just not fair, no matter how you look at it, to this lady. And then for them to go and attack her husband, well, that just goes to show you uh, the mindset of people still to this day. And I thought we were living in a modern society where, and especially for a major company like this, I mean, surely in their policy and procedure books, um, and the managers and assistant managers, people in any sort of supervisory position, are they not trained that you just don't do this? You just don't do this. It opens all kinds of doors to bad things. So why would you even start it? Lexi, I'll tell you what, my baby cat over here, she's fixing to get her butt whooped today. She's the one that woke me up. She's just being a total brat tyrant today, running all over the place. But anyway, now she comes in here and slings her food ball around. Miss Attitude. Anyway, yeah, I honestly thought that we were kind of, beyond this. And people that are that immature don't need to be in supervisory positions anyway, because they should well know that religion is definitely a topic you do not bring at work or bring up at work, and you do not judge them for whatever they believe. As long as that individual is doing a good job, they're a good employer, they're not stealing, they're there on time, they show up when they're scheduled. It doesn't matter what they believe in, and it should never be discussed. Period. It should never even be asked. And that lady, in all honesty, should have just said, "I'd rather not, talk about it. We're not supposed to be talking about stuff like that on the job." Remind her own supervisor that you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to ask me these sort of questions, right? Of course, when your supervisor's sitting there, you're afraid kind of, or, kind of afraid not to answer them, because then, something else might be lied and brought up, and you might get ridden up on something you didn't even do. There can be some pretty shitty people out there, and claim to be Christian. There we go again. As I always say, it's not the Christian religion I don't like. It's the people that call themselves Christians and do this sort of thing, and they themselves at one time were killed, ridiculed, punished, you name it. So them of all people in a religion should know what that feels like, but yet they go and do this crap to everybody else. See, this is what I'm saying. No one ever asked me about my spirituality, and they shouldn't, Kelly. They shouldn't ask you. That is not their business. That is not even any. Do you, whenever you fill out a job app, do they ask you what religion you are? No. That should never be brought up, and a supervisor should never even ask you that. That is just something that I cannot believe. And I assure you, before it's all over, if Panera Bread is smart, the board of directors, if it's not already written in plain viewing in their policy procedure books, it should be. And those two women should be reprimanded. They should be fired. It was just wrong in so many ways as a supervisor goes. They infringed on her amendment rights. There's just literally so many of them that I can't even. So many things wrong with this picture, and illegal. just wrong on a humanity and a life standard scale. It is wrong. It's illegal. It's against the law to do this sort of thing. Also, some of these shops and social media platforms. Hello, YouTube. Are starting to get shitty towards the witches. Etsy, which I wouldn't buy on that site anyway, not because of the product, but Etsy takes too much off the sales. And a lot of times the price is raised so high that it's just not worth it. I'm sorry. And a lot of witches have Etsy shops, but they are starting to get to where they're doing little sneaky things with the witches' Etsy shops. And some of them they've stopped completely. They will not let them sell certain things on Etsy. I don't know, Collie, because mankind is still in the fucking Stone Age. You know what I'm saying? I honestly thought in the last several years that society had finally grown up. We don't bother anybody. If you don't want to buy our wares, if you don't want to talk to gods and goddesses, then don't. Leave us the hell alone. But evidently, that's just the way it's always going to be, and it's ironic. They won't pick on Buddhists. Any of your other, pretty much, I like to call them like foreign, because they're not on, or weren't. How do I put this? They're not such common religions in the United States of America as your Christianity and stuff like that. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Nobody else is ever picked on but the witches. I don't even think so-called devil worshippers, which to me is non-existent. I'm talking about the ones that really go out and do stupid shit, not the ones that are Satanists or that follow the left-hand path. I'm talking about the ones that just do stupid crap and blame it on being a witch, a satanic witch, whatever. They don't even get as much crap as a witch trying to maintain and live her own life and do what she knows how to do best, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm sure we all could do without Etsy, to be honest. I mean, we were without it for how many years? Forever. I'm not calling for a boycott because I don't go on Etsy. I tried one time to support, just simply to support a witch that I knew or know. And I was going to buy something from her shop. And by the time I got done at checkout, Etsy had already, and I had asked her exactly what her price was for this thing, just out of curiosity. And Etsy had almost doubled the price of those. They're going to make their money. But whatever, that's business. But to say, okay, you know how many witch shops are on Etsy? I think they better think about that. They might cut their nose off to spite their own faces when it comes to that sort of thing. And if people would just let other people live, let live, that old adage, mind your own damn business. If something's not hurting you or bothering you, Mind your own damn business. Just like these idiots that get on here and troll my channel. Do you really not have anything better to do in your life than mess with somebody on their YouTube channel? And you call me the sad one? I don't think so. You're the sad one because you're the one that has nothing better to do with your life and your time than chase my channel around and put crappy things on there and say awful things. So you better take a look at yourself. It's not just witches, but LBGT. Well, yeah. Anything that's not of the norm is going to be ostracized. But I seriously, honestly thought that the shit with witches and all that was finally over. I don't guess it ever will be. I could get on here and say a lot of crappy things about the Christian religion, and they're backed up. They're true about some of the Christian people I've met in my lifetime. I don't have time for that crap. I don't care. They're the ones that have to live their lives and claim to be good and godly people, but they're not. This is what annoys me. But I'm not going there. I'm just not. I'm not going to let it upset me to the point to where I just get completely mad. People just need to let everybody else live their own damn lives. Quit trying to convert people to whatever it is or conform them to whatever it is you believe. Even us witches, we don't go out and knock on people's doors and say, would you like to learn about witchcraft? No, we do not. We have people that come to us asking about it. I think we're the only religion or whatever you want to call it that doesn't do that. Honestly, I thought society had finally grown up and was past all this mess, but I guess it's not ever going to happen. There was also a write-up about people being upset that Wicca has become a religion, a nationally recognized religion. And even though I am not Wiccan, I'm proud of that. I'm proud to know that at least witches got in. You know what I'm saying? Something was accomplished in my lifetime. I think that's a lot of the reason. And honestly, I've done it myself. But some people will call themselves a Wiccan just so that because Wiccan's more talked about. There's books on it. Of course, there's books on just natural witchcraft too, which Wicca is witchcraft, But whenever you think Wiccan, you think nice or good or white witches. That's not necessarily true either. They do have a creed that or read that they follow. They are, to me, the nicer side of witchcraft. And it has now become a religion. But if you're just a plain old solitary witch, eclectic, whatever you call yourself, I don't need society to accept me. I don't need the government of the United States of America to say that my religion's okay, because I already know that and I need no validation. I'm perfectly happy with who I am and what I do. I'm not Wiccan. I don't have anything against the Wiccans. I just will not conform to a religion. I'm open, free, and that's the way I want to be. Anyway, same as TikTok. Yeah, good old TikTok. Okay. They want to bitch about the content on the witches channels on TikTok. Have you seen some of the shit that is on TikTok? TikTok. Well, pretty much same thing to me. Have you seen some of the crap on their videos that they allow on their channel? Yeah. Talking about it, and I just wanted to see what the big deal was. Really, to me, it's no different than YouTube, except there seems to be a lot more crazy idiots on there. When everything was going on about people, shooting themselves, guess who was streaming it? Etsy, or not Etsy, I'm sorry, TikTok. Yeah. 3 people blew their heads off on TikTok videos. Yeah. But, they want to attack witches. And that's just one of the things on TikTok. It's a gossip place. I didn't even see anything on there educational, or that anything a mature adult would even want to waste their time on reading or watching. I know a bunch of witches go on there. I'm sorry, and I really don't come on here to offend anybody, but some of those witches, so-called witches that are on TikTok, I can definitely do without watching them. Okay. To me, a lot of them make mockeries of the craft and of the true witches, and it really pisses me off. So I don't watch it, So really, TikTok itself really does not have any room to say shit about witches. Yeah. And I really don't like getting on here and being mad, but that really did get in my crawl, because I seriously thought society had finally matured enough. Even if you don't agree with there's a lot of things I don't agree with. Just like I say, and just like TikTok. No, I think it's a bunch of crap that's on there. 99.9% of the shit on TikTok it's a waste of people's time to even watch. Okay? Seriously. Just from the little bit of time I watched it, just to say I watched it and I formed an opinion. That's my opinion. But I don't talk about that every day. I'm saying it now because it goes along with the point I'm trying to make. I don't go around bashing it. I just don't watch this shit. I don't get on there. I try really hard to mind my own religion, my own damn business. But when I hear a fellow pagan has lost their jobs because of their religion, there's something wrong with that picture when we live in the United States of America. And that is our very First Amendment right. Freedom of religion. Okay. It doesn't matter what your personal damn preference is, your opinion is. It doesn't matter. You've got a woman out there trying to make an honest living that may have children at home to deal with, and your petty ass is going to fire her because you think she's a bad witch. Maybe she be reconfigured too as a spiritual. I thought it already was. Is it not, Collie? I mean, is it not recognized? I've always thought of it as a spirituality. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't do voodoo or hoodoo. Now I have a bunch of really good friends that do, but I don't personally, no. Yeah, it just really aggravates me. And most people, I think most people are afraid of witches just because of what the old, the definition of a witch was, and some of it still lingers on, kind of like a bad fart, the green fog, it just kind of lingers around. But, and people wonder why I get so upset. This is why society has went and lost its freaking mind, man. Um, and on open platforms, there's a clause in the amendment on that too. You cannot, if you own a station, hello, you better look up people's rights, because just you have to have a really good reason to not let somebody have their shop, have a YouTube channel, whatever. Freedom of press. It could very easily fall underneath that clause. So they think that they're doing something, to hold the witches back, and in reality, they could be signing their own bankruptcy papers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of witches on these social platforms um, that support them, and they better recognize that and not be idiots. I do understand about the guidelines. Yes, I do. Um, which I've talked about that before too. It shouldn't be so much my responsibility on what I say on my own channel, because it's my channel. I should be able to say what I want. If it offends somebody, then don't watch me. But they're talking about children. Well, that ranges anywhere from birth to 18 years old. And most of us know at 16, 15, 16 years old, you're pretty much grown. Just because society, has a specific age um, to consider you an adult doesn't mean that your brain is not already well formed at 16, 17 years old. But that's neither here nor there. That's the law, and that's the way it is. And, I can understand people not wanting their kids, their young children, to come on and hear some of the stuff that goes on YouTube channels. That cussing, really, they're going to hear cussing every day, all day long, more than likely. And I don't care how perfect your household is. I assure you, they're going to hear people cuss. So my cure to all of this is do not put your kids in a little bubble, roll them around like nothing's ever going to happen to them, because it's going to. They're sheltered from the time they're born until they're 18 years old, kept away from all this stuff. Then poof, they get thrown out into society as an adult and have no idea about social mannerisms, how to be social, period, with people that are not like them. That's a faux pas in sociology. So what good have you done your child? Absolutely nothing. TikTok is dumb. Yeah. Like I said, I watched it for about 20, maybe 30 minutes, trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, and it just So that's why it ticked me off. Ha, there's a rhyme. That TikTok is even getting in on the, oh, we don't like witches thing. They sure do have a lot of witches on there, or witches. I can't think of, honestly, the mature, true witches getting on there and acting like some of them do, though. I just can't see it happening. They might. You wouldn't catch me on there doing that shit. But I'm just, as I always say, I'm a true witch, an older witch, and a lot of this stuff that I see going on really gets me fired up. Um, and now that I figure out that, one of our brothers and sisters have lost their job for being who they are, absolutely no other reason. Um, I hope they own Panera. I hope they sue the shit out of them. I truly do. More power to them. No, it's not evil. And I've said this on my channel 1,000 times. If they would take the time to understand the craft or talk to a true witch and let her explain what it is exactly that we do, they will find out really quick that it is not an evil religion. Even, the people that are on the left-hand path, yeah, the Christians, they really get fired up about Satan worshipers. Well, we don't even say Satan. Anyway, I'm just not going to go into all that. Y'all know all that. I just will say that ignorance keeps a lot of people. Uninformed people make stupid conclusions. And that's why you should not judge people. I have been known to do so, but I most of the time have a damn good reason why I'm saying what I'm saying about them, about whatever it is. That really disappointed me, because I honestly thought that it was finally being accepted that there are witches out there. We're out there. We don't go around killing babies. We don't do all this stupid shit that a lot of people think we do. I think it is just simply because it's not of the Christian faith. It's not for their God. So therefore, it's an awful thing. Just like when I read Dante's Inferno, they pretty much mixed all the gods together: the Christian God, the pantheon gods. They pretty much had them all, intermingled in there together. People were in certain parts of hell for offending their god, goddess. You just have to read it to understand. It kind of puts it all in there together. The witches on YouTube aren't around because YouTube censors everything. Well, and I don't care. And you also have to think about, it's not YouTube itself. As a whole, yes, it would be considered YouTube, but it's the people that work in YouTube. It's not necessarily the owner of YouTube. I'm sure they have other things to do than sit around and monitor people's channels. So they hire people to do that. Now, when you get an opinionated person watching a video, they may flag it just because they don't agree. Their personal beliefs, which should be kept completely out of it, doesn't agree with that video, so they're going to flag it or do something with it. even if I worked for YouTube, and I don't agree with the way the Christians think, um, or I just don't agree with a lot of things. But I'm not going to sit there and censor their channels because that's my personal belief, because that's not right. That's not fair. They need to have mature people working for YouTube. Seriously. I actually think that would be a boring ass job. I mean, really, if that's all they do is sit around and watch channels of everybody, it'd either be really boring or a real lazy job. Trying to figure out something that they could censor just because they're bored. I don't know. And you know what? We lived without YouTube for hundreds and hundreds of years, and TikTok and Etsy. We did. We lived without all this for forever. We can do it again. You know, in the long run, it will be them that loses their money, their livelihood. You know, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. Simple as that. They're open platforms. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom of religion. So I have marked, that's why YouTube come up with these standards or whatever, that you can make sure that young children do not watch. Not that I'm ashamed 1 minute of what I say on my channel, but to avoid the bullshit, because I do cuss. I'm known to smoke a cigarette. Oh my God, people watching me smoke a cigarette. You know, I might be teaching a 12-year-old it's okay to go out and smoke. Whatever, you know. But I have all that marked. I censored it myself just to avoid the bullshit. I mean, whatever. I hate first waking up and getting crappy news like that. My moods haven't already been good lately. They're getting better because it's starting to be springtime, and as everybody knows me knows, that's my favorite time of year. I need to be getting dinner ready, but my stomach's really messed up today. I don't know why. Probably because I've been a nervous wreck for the last 3 or 4 days, and my ulcer's reared its ugly head. But in the long run, you know, people just need to accept other people for what and who they are. You know, as long as they're not, you know, bringing animals to work and sacrificing them, you know, and walking around with, you know, in a threatening manner at work, and live and let live, you know. Um, that's what makes us so unique as human beings. Every one of us are different. And just because I don't agree with the way some people think doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and say you're wrong. I may argue with you, knowing me. But usually when I do that, it's not, my open-mindedness has went away. There are certain things I'm very close-minded about, and I won't be swayed about it either way. So, and I would say I'll work on that, but I'm not going to, because I do have certain standards that I live by and I accept, and that's it. Um, Now I don't go on here and tell everybody how to live. I do not do that. That's not my problem, how their life turns out or what they're on in their path, unless it's witchcraft. And they ask me about it, you know. I love my path. You know, if if everybody else outside would shut their faces, I'd have a really peaceful existence. Because our path is very peaceful. Those of us, which is that, live this life and walk this path, no. It's a beautiful path, and we're actually extremely sensitive and nice, sweet creatures. We would rather help someone than hurt them, but their first thought towards us is kill the witch. And I mean, I have family that pretty much feel the same way. They don't say anything to me, but then I don't rub it in their face either. But it's just something we don't talk about because they're extremely devout Christians, and we just don't talk about it. So live and let live. But yeah, that really did upset me. And just like that new Facebook group, Stand Against Witchcraft. I watched that one or two times when I first found out they were on there, and it's just a joke. A fucking joke. I mean, when us witches make our channels, we don't get on here, stand against Christianity. We don't say that shit. But they do. And then the owner of the page, I had asked him that question one time, and he said, well, it's not just witchcraft. Well, then why is that the only thing in your title? It says stand against witchcraft. Or stand against witches, stand against witchcraft. It doesn't say stand against anything that is not Christianity. You specifically stated witchcraft, and you don't even know what it is, what it means. It just amazes me. I mean, I could really go into full-blown pointing my finger mode at the Christians, but why? Why do that? I know Aiden's going to see this because this is something we were talking about last night. And he'll say, I'm proud of you, Lady Adara. You didn't blow up anymore. It's just so I have to laugh about it, because it's just so damn stupid. It really is. People really need to get a life. They really need to mind their own business, and they really need to walk their own paths and leave everybody else alone. Everything would be so much simple then. But no, they've got to judge people. Everybody's going to hell but them. Okay? Y'all remember that. Everybody's going to hell but certain religions and certain people. Just thought I'd let y'all know. Right. Ugh. And it's so aggravating. It really is. At least we come on here. I've seen some crap on YouTube. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch, especially when you're bored, and you sit there and you're thinking, oh my God, where did that come from? How in the world did they even find this video? But I don't take it so seriously that I'm going to throw a shoe and write YouTube an email and say, well, that video sucked and it offended me, take it down. Right? So, I don't know. I will continue to be who I am, whether there's YouTube or not. I was who I am long before YouTube existed. I mean, yeah, I think it's nice that we have a way that we can talk to each other. You know, most of us talk amongst ourselves. They are the ones that come into our realm. They impede on our territory and then want to bitch about what we're doing. If you don't like it or agree with it, don't watch it. It's like watching a scary movie. You know there's going to be blood and guts. You know, you're sitting there, it says horror movie. And then you want to go in there and watch it and then bitch through the whole movie. Don't go in the first place and watch it. Do you get my metaphor? Oh my God. Anyway, so I guess that's ran over. But it really did. Y'all know how fired up I can get. And I'm not an ignorant person. In fact, I'm pretty damn intelligent. And I can argue with the best of them, which is exactly why my major in school and college was government and politics, or my minor was government and politics. A lot of witches, believe it or not, are doctors. Then you got some Christian housewife that's never worked a day in her life telling all of us we're going to go to hell. I don't know. I seem to remember a little passage in a book that says, "Thou shalt not judge." Just saying. And I'm going to leave it at that because y'all know me. I'll start with one little thing like that. Before I know it, I'm on an entire different rant. I am just not going to let it get to me today. Okay. The goddess watches over me. I know this and very thankful for her. And I'm just not going to let them upset me. Yes, it is absolutely wonderful that I can come on here and speak to other witches. Because, you know, a lot of us don't get a chance to do that, even in our hometowns. I don't even know that there is, like I said, I know that there's one around here. She's not in this town anymore. She's moved a little outside to a different town, but my other one did move, the one I was closest to, and I just haven't ever taken the time to get to know any others, if there are any around here. But I'm through from that generation of witches that were solitary, not necessarily by choice. We just, there wasn't many like us around in the same areas, you know what I mean? So we didn't ever, and when we did go out, saying, you know, in public somewhere, it's not something we just blatantly advertised. Not that we're ashamed of it, but, you know, there's a lot of things you don't talk about in public to a stranger, you know. It doesn't have to be just your religion or your craft, whatever, but yeah. People just need to get off the witches, okay? Just give it a rest. It's really old. It's redundant, and you're not going to accomplish anything but end up tearing your own shit apart. Okay? The Christians, when they get on us, are going against their own rules in their own book that their God set before them. Okay? They're judging us. These social media platforms. We have freedom of speech and we have freedom of religion, and they infringe on both of those. I can understand the cursing using really bad words or whatever, but they've amended that too, or found a way to go around that, because that's why, you tell them, no, I don't want anybody under 18 watching my channel. I don't want to be responsible if I say shit. Oh my God, some mother's going to be sitting up there, flipping the hell out like she's never heard the word shit before. But because her 16-year-old kid heard it, or her 4-year-old, what is she doing with my channel on in the first place? Very plainly states witch. People need to be responsible for their own crap and quit blaming everybody else in society, is what it boils down to. You have the responsibility to raise your kids, not hide things from them. In fact, you should expose them at a young age so you can guide them as they see these things in your own mind, how things should be. Now, that child may grow up and think you're a total idiot, Like, I can't believe my mom told me this was bad, or, whatever. But you've done your job as a parent. I don't believe in hiding children from things. If my kids, when they were little, we were watching a movie and someone said damn or shit or anything like that, I'd tell them right then and there. Now, just because that adult said that doesn't mean you have the right to go around saying that word. That's an adult word, and you shouldn't say it. It's called parental guidance, not just hiding them, because they're going to see this shit. They're going to be exposed to it when they go off to college, move out of their house, your house, and start working on their own. It's like throwing somebody onto a foreign planet. They won't know how to act, So to keep them with the wool pulled over their eyes, per se, is absolutely, to me, abuse. Because you're not teaching that child anything but the way you think things ought to be. Instead of telling them how things are, how you believe, but what other people might believe, and how things really go. That's good parenting. You have to be biased in certain things and let your child be themselves, let them make their own decisions. Let them experience life, I'm not saying every child's going to grow up to be a witch. Not every child's going to grow up to be a mass murderer. Not every child's going to grow up to be president of the United States. People just need to stop being so petty, is what it is. They just need to mind their own damn business. I guarantee you this world would rotate so much easier and in better harmony if everybody would just mind their own damn business. Major freaking wars are usually started because of a religion. Yes. So live and let live, and I try to do that. As I say all the time, yes, there's certain things in my craft that I believe in that should not be changed, never will be changed. Not by new witch, not by nobody. It's the way the eaters have set it into place. And that's just what it is. Me and a friend were talking about, and I mean, I don't mean to sound as harsh as I do sometimes about certain things, but I am a much older witch, and like, for instance, I heard a young girl say, and I don't even think that she realized what she was saying. Talking about, well, we can show the older witches how it's really done. Okay. Let's see, you've been studying the craft for a couple of years and you think that you're more powerful than a witch that has been on the path for 46, 47 years. You're just asking for trouble. Watch your mouth. Okay. We're not here to degrade you or offend you in any way. We're here to teach you, guide you, give you our opinion, pass our craft down so that it lives on. Don't ever be disrespectful to an older witch. Not just because of what she might do to you, but because it's just not right. You do not know as much as she does. So stop acting like it. Have some respect. Um, I'm not going into that anymore anyway. Y'all know how I feel about that too. So um, I really did not want to start my day off with a gripey video. But after getting these emails, blood pressure up. I was not a happy camper when I read those. But it's just honestly really just another bump in the road of society. I mean, let them do it. I guarantee you in the long run, they're going to be the ones that pay for it. Because I guarantee you there's more witches than they even know. There's witches that are still in the broom closet for this reason. That people will not. I mean, every other religion is fine. It doesn't matter what you want or what you are. It's accepted, except for witchcraft. Even though Wicca is a nationally recognized religion, there's still people making a beef about it. I'm not Wiccan, but I'm all for them finally getting to that point. I wouldn't necessarily call it a religion, but that's my opinion. I call it a path. To teach their own. It's not up to me to sit and judge anyone. The only thing I judge is me and how I walk and what I believe. And if somebody asks me how I believe, yes, I'm going to tell them. But some of this crap that's starting to go on now is just ridiculous. People need to grow the hell up. Get over it already. So, Collie, what have you been doing? Are you still on here? Now that my rant's over. I'm usually on here extremely late at night, but I wanted to get that out and done with before I decided not to do it. Yeah, I don't know why that they're doing that, but as I said, that these shops and stuff will be the one in the long run that pays for it, because I guarantee you they got more witches selling things and doing things than they realize. Some women don't even say they're a witch. They may not have a witch channel. It may be a cooking channel. I guarantee she's a witch. So therefore, whenever you start cutting the witches off, the ones that are in the broom closet that you don't even know that are going to leave also. And who cares? Like I said, we do without YouTube and all that for hundreds of thousands of years. Not that I want them to go away, but they're not my mom and dad. Uh, I'm an adult. Um, whatever. Throw your company down the drain. I don't care. Because you start being that prejudiced towards people, people can also do the same right back at you. Boycott. Let the story out of what really happened. It could not turn out very good for personnel. Keep your personal opinions out of your business. This is an open platform, which is what it's supposed to be. So what, you don't agree with actual platforms and you make money. That's all you got to do. Pretty simple. Keep your so-called morals and your opinions out of it. That's no way to run a business. Yeah. Hell, hire me. I'm just an idiot witch. Just saying. So rant over. Hi, baby. Yeah, that was a hell of a way to start my day. It kind of set me in a whole different direction. I got things to do. I got dinner to cook, and it's actually a beautiful day. And I wanted to go walking for a little bit, but doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Part of me just wants to go back to bed because my stomach is honestly kind of messed up. I may have developed an ulcer, but live and let live. Callie, where'd you go? I'm done griping. I'm kind of hanging around here so I can talk to you because I haven't got to talk to you in a long time. I was talking to another witch last night because I was just beside myself on certain things. And as I was telling him that most witches have to be careful what we think, especially when you're an experienced witch. And the universe is used to hearing commands from you. We have to be really careful what we throw out there because it pretty easily could come into existence. But I don't know what to do with myself if I can't think that way. It's better for me to think that way than actually put it out there. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to hurt anybody. I don't want to for things to go really bad. I'm just mad or upset, or that's just a feeling I'm having at the moment. So I talked to him for about an hour. And he's a much younger witch than I am. And it's like I'm about to lose my shit on people. And there's a lot of times I feel like not even getting on here because, a lot of times I see some stuff and it just really infuriates me. I guarantee you, if the world would listen to the witches, it would honestly be a beautiful place to live. It really would. Because our idea of existence is so much calmer and so much better than what really goes on. Most of the witches are extremely nature based. We are into harmony and getting along, and treating the earth right, the animals right. But then we also have tempers. And we have been through thousands of years of ridicule and persecution and killed for what we believe in. And especially as older ones that it kind of still lives on in, we get offended And there's nothing worse than a witch, an offended witch with her feelings hurt. Because I guarantee you, you better hope you're very extremely close to your God and that they can protect you. Just saying. Most of us do not wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to see how many people I can curse today. Really, it's a waste. We don't even like doing that. Or I'll speak for myself. I do not like doing that. Very rarely do I throw a curse on someone. Because to me, I know that they're going to learn in their own time how ignorant they are. They'll lead to their own destruction. So why am I going to waste my time bitching and moaning about it? But this is what I was talking about last night on a video. I already have so many things going on in my life right now that I'm already that far from exploding. And when I wake up and I see shit like this, I mean, I want to know about it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not complaining to the person that sent me this stuff at all. But it just, the minute you think society's taken, several steps forward to sanity and acceptance, you see something like this shit and you go, well, there goes 1,000 years. Leave people alone. Okay. Who cares? Who cares? But this is, as I've said before, has been a fight that has been going on since before the Bible was written. Same with the Knights Templar. I've explained why the Knights Templar wouldn't work for the church anymore once they found out what it was really about. Nothing but a massacre. All they did was enlist them to kill people. And they finally figured that out. And to be thieves, steal people's money and kill them. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Knights Templar. Until they finally figured out what was going on and refused to go on any more excursions for the king. So guess what happened to them? Yeah. Yep. So you look, history speaks for itself, people. Okay. All you have to do is read fucking history of what's happened and what is trying to take place again. Thank goodness, they're not allowed. I mean, I guess they could break in our homes and drag us out and burn us at the stake like they used to. Because they're so godly, I mean, murder's okay if you're killing it in the name of your God. Whatever. Wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter. There's just so many things wrong with that that I'm not even going to dissect it and go there. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. It's become so idiotic that just be careful, as I've said, because I guarantee you, and I do. I hope that couple owns Panera Bread. And in reality, it is not the owner of the company's fault that one of their employees way down the line, probably hundreds of miles, don't even know who they are, have put their company in jeopardy because of their own stupid mouths, their own stupid opinions. Hence, HR, there should be something in there. Every place I've ever worked in nursing or any other field, more whatever I'm doing, usually there's a policy and procedure. You have things to read that you sign off on, and normally every one of them on there say something to the effect of it doesn't matter what religion you are, what religion, what color, stuff like that. So Panera Bread, when this really hits the fan, and it will, could lose a lot of money off this little shenanigan. Unfortunately, even though it's not the owner's fault, it's not anybody's fault in that company but those two bitches sitting out there running their mouths to that lady. Yeah. Supposed bosses. I have been a supervisor several times. Not one time did I ever ask one of my employees that I was above what religion they were. Never. It never even crossed my mind to ask them. Yeah. Now, a lot of your friends, a lot of your coworkers, you may become closer friends with. You may decide y'all want to go out to dinner and do things together out of the work setting. Then maybe that could be discussed on mutual ground, on neutral ground. I mean, yeah. And you know how many times I have actually told other nurses that I'm a witch? When I had to go to ER one night and they asked me what religion I was, I did say Wicca, just because I didn't want to sit there and explain which to them. I thought I was having another heart attack and I just didn't have time to deal with it at the moment. But I wasn't going to put down Christian and I wasn't going to put down none. So I don't know. At least, if I had died that night and they knew I was Wiccan, then they would have had a better way of knowing how to deal with my body afterwards. But you know what I'm trying to say. And I do, you guys. I really do try to be open-minded, and I'm very accepting to other people. Most of us witches really are. We're like, okay, that's how you believe, so be it. That just don't happen to be how I believe, and we're fine with that. We're fine with saying that, but when you're talking to certain people, they're like, "Oh, but you got to hear it, and you don't want to burn in hell." And conversation over. Um, I don't know what to tell you, but I guess I'll get off here and I'm either going to start dinner or I'm going to go back to bed. I may go back to bed because I really don't feel all that great. But um, y'all can do your research on this. It's all over the place. I started looking it up just to make sure that, because I always double check, even though somebody tells me something. Not that I don't trust you or anything like that. It's just I get more facts that way, and if I need references, then I have them instantly you know at the given time to say where I learned this from, not just by word of mouth. So blessed be you guys. Take care and try to stay safe and on the path. Blessed be.